Hello, everyone. It is Fiona Marks here from fionamarks.com, but I'm here in my role as custodian of the Asheville Vedic Astrology Apprenticeship Program that is on teachable.com. And today I am back with my segment, Meet the Mentors and Tutors. And I'm so lucky to have with me today, Dustin Cormier. Welcome, Dustin.
Thank you, Fiona. So nice to see you, and so nice to see everybody here. I'm very glad to be a part of Asheville and to be with you here today, Fiona.
And I'm in sunny Portugal. Where are you, Dustin?
I am in not so sunny Ontario, Canada right now. It's a little bit rainy where I am, but I'm happy to be here in Ontario, Canada. That's where I am.
Yeah, and we're all spread out throughout the world. And thanks for taking the time to introduce yourselves to our students. I've got two questions that I like to ask my mentors and tutors, which Dustin hasn't heard. So he's being very trusting of me here.
Oh, here we go. Drum roll.
Okay, just so people can relate to you. What, in your recollection, what is your favorite semester from the Asheville Vedic Astrology Apprenticeship Program? Thinking back, what was your favorite semester? Favorite topic?
Yeah, and what did I get the most out of, eh? I would say I'm a little bit tied because I really got a lot out of, really the BAVAs. It's a very simple one. It's the second semester right off the bat. I think getting into the BAVAs course is one of the things that made me stick with the whole course in general, because I started off as a Western astrologer. And when we started talking about the BAVAs, I got onto the idea of the Bhavesha, or that's the house lord, meaning each planet owns one of the houses, one or two of the houses, and it's the arbiter. It's carrying the energy of that house. When I started playing with that, I was like, oh my God, this is a whole nother world. This is a completely different thing. So I think that was one of the ones where I remember thinking that I'm going to stick through this course.
That was the clincher.
I think so, but in terms of like what was my favorite, it might have been the Rahu and K2 course.
Yeah.
Because I already knew a lot about Rahu and K2, but that really put it in a way that I can use it practically as an astrologer, which was very important for me.
Yeah, great. All right,
yeah.
And then my second question for all of us going through the Asheville Vedic Astrology Apprenticeship Program, I want to know, what was your study style, Dustin? How did you get through videos? How did you take notes? What was your strategy for making it all the way through? Congratulations, by the way, making it all the way through the 4 years of the apprenticeship. Tell us about your study strategy.
Okay, yeah, thank you, Fiona. Well, for the 4 years, or at least I should say the 3 years, because the fourth year is it's its own animal. Throughout the 3 years, Ryan, he does his thing. Like, I think he was doing them weekly when we were doing them. And that was all that I needed to, every week I would chew on it a little bit. I'd say that I would watch an hour of the video and I would take meticulous notes. So 1 hour of the video would end up taking me, probably about an hour and a half to 2 hours of playing it through, writing. This is how I like to do it, because I almost find, when I'm reading a book, I find I will read a whole paragraph and then I'll be like, okay, I don't even know what I just read. And I would go back and then I would reread the paragraph again. And because I read it the first time, the second time I read it through, it sticks more. Now, this was my kind of study style, where I would be listening to Ryan and I'd be listening the whole time. And Ryan does a lot of stuff where he's just philosophizing and giving you a flow of the teaching, because there's the flow and then there's the details, and he gives you both. So sit with the flow, listen to what Ryan is telling you. But Ryan, as the teacher, will always say, okay, everybody, now it's time to start taking notes. He doesn't always, and you have to listen for when is a good time to take notes. But this is how I would operate. As I would listen, I would get into the flow, and then I would stop myself and say, oh, I need to write that one down. Oh, I need to write that one down. So it would take me an hour, would take me about an hour and a half to 2 hours to get through. And then I would spend another day. Had a part-time job, full-time job, whatever. I would to make it so that I had 3 hours to sit in front of my computer. I've eaten, I've done a little bit of yoga, I've done a bit of meditation. Let's hit it. And I would spend that 2.5 hours getting through the last hour of the weekly episode or of the weekly teaching. And bit by
Great
bit.
strategy, Dustin. No wonder you made it through year 4. Listen to that strategy. Great.
Oh, well, thank you.
And did you take your notes on the computer or you write them by hand?
I did them on the computer. I had a laptop. There was in fact a point where I had my laptop, which, you know, like I had a laptop and I would type up, and I had my desktop computer. So I would listen to Ryan on the desktop computer and I would press space bar to stop. I'd type on my laptop, press space bar on my main computer, and the video would start going again. That was a very good system for me. You can't take notes by pen and paper in this course. I think it would be a waste of time. There's way too many notes, and, you know, I've printed all of my notes onto one giant tome so I can go through it now. And that's one of the reasons why everything sticks.
That is worth its weight in gold, Dustin.
Yes, absolutely.
Wow.
And really, really, I don't look back on it too much because I use my textbooks. Ryan is going to give you you have to buy the Art and Science of Vedic Astrology Volume 2 and 1. That has everything. What was more important with my note taking is that when you type something or when you write it down, you burn it in your brain. So all that whole tome, I've hardly touched this big, thick thing, but I still wanted to print it off. What's more important is taking the time to get the notes into your muscle memory, to see yourself regurgitating what the lesson has been. That was the most important thing for me. That's why everything is stuck like it has.
Yeah. Fantastic. I do look back at my notes. So I'm a year on from where Dustin is, and I still look back at my notes. This week I did a podcast about the 11th house and the 11th Lord, and I was right back in there in my ascendant yoga notes and reading them. So I still go back to them today. Dustin, thanks for sharing so generously with us your study strategy. I can relate to so much of what you're saying. Now,
thank you, Fiona.
You're on board now with the program. If people want to contact you, your details are there as part of the Teachable course. If you look for the mentors and tutors, you'll be able to find Dustin's details, and he'll be working with me as we work together to promote the program, to support you guys in your studies, and as we move towards assessments as well. So thank you so much for your time, Dustin.
My pleasure. I'm very excited to be a part of Asheville Vedic Astrology. I'm very excited to be working with you, Fiona. You have such a bright, brilliant spirit, and you're doing so great for everybody here at Asheville Vedic Astrology. And I'm excited to see my fellow students and to be a part of this great journey of self-realization that astrology offers us.
Wow. Wonderful. Thank you, Dustin. See you again soon. Bye,
Thanks,
everyone.
Fiona. Bye, everyone.